Welcome to Augsburg, the medieval city in southern Germany. But first, we gotta get something to eat. What do you think? Knödel? No, 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 no. We're not gonna go for knödel. We're gonna go for Asian food. Because there are a lot of Asian restaurants here in Augsburg. Join me as I go and find the restaurants here and also explore the city of Augsburg. And later on we'll learn and also explore and maybe chat with the local. Welcome to Augsburg. Apparently this is the city center of Augsburg. So let's find out, what do we have? Well, we kind of see a lot of doner shops. So another doner, because there are a lot of Arabs here. Aside from doner, you can also find German restaurants, but mostly Arabic and Turkish restaurants. Let's go to other places. Guys, this is what it looks like inside the city center of Augsburg. It looks very beautiful, I'd say. People are out having some fun. Cafe. Punjab Asia shop. So this is what it looks like. I think if you go to like Thailand, Cambodia, some other Southeast Asian countries, like Vietnam and stuff like that, you will be able to find this kind of stores and like restaurants open next to each other. This is something like Asian style. They have Punjab. Oh, a lot of Indians here, huh? From that side, they have Punjab. And I will probably go back to get that Asian food that I saw at the moment, which is the Vietnamese restaurants. Guys, Cambodian community here is very small. I don't even know if they are even Cambodian communities here in Augsburg, but I've heard that there are about 80 people living in Munich. So I'm having this fried chicken and rice. This looks so Asian, but the taste is a little bit different from what you would have in Asia. But that's okay. Edible, at least. And the owner is from Hanoi. Well, there's some sort of activity here that people are doing. Some of them are sitting in the park here, enjoying themselves, but I've seen there's one part of this park, people are protesting what is going on in Turkey. And on the other part is they have a Serbian flag. I don't know what it's, oh yes, the protest in Serbia. And on the other side of the park, there was this Jesus, religious, some kind of. And we are about to go to a place called, I don't know which one is this, but Hauptbahnhof. I'm not sure if Hauptbahnhof is the right one. Now we're going to go to a museum that is dedicated to Mudad family. So, and later on I'll tell you a little bit about that once we get there. This is apparently a concert. They are preparing for a concert later on. I don't know which event, or it might be for the Easter. Who knows? But guys, look at this. This is beautiful. Well, I'm not supposed to come here to show you all of these, all right? I was talking about history and also anything related to the city, but let's have some fun here a little bit before we go to the next place. Let's go here. It looks like there's a flea market here. This is where the locals and produce people are coming here to sell their produce and really cheap products, or I have no idea. But there are a lot of like Germans and also the not Germans also here. They have like secondhand clothes. They have these veggies and fruits. Maybe they can sell for a cheaper price than the one at the supermarket. Knockoff brand. Secondhand clothes, knockoff brands. Did you know that the father of the composer, the most famous one, is probably Wolfgang Mozart? He was born in Salzburg, Austria. But do you know that his father was born here in Augsburg? Unfortunately, we cannot get in the museum because somebody who works at the museum is sick today. So it's closed. So yeah, we cannot get into the museum. There's a building with a small house, and the color of the house is red. And that house is dedicated to his family and the legacy of the music and everything that his father and him have done over the time. And that is sad that we cannot get in to see what is inside. But we can go to other places. By now, I can say that this city has more immigrants than the German, because like this one, Saigon Village. And in some other places here, they even have like Saigon town and stuff like that. And even at the place that I was before this, there were a lot of people from different backgrounds, I would say. Not just the German, but most likely I heard people from like Arabic countries, from Asia, from Afghanistan, from Iran. So the city is quite diverse, I think. Did you know that in the late 18th century, there was an industrial revolution that happened first in the UK with all of these steaming machines and how the textile industry boosted. And also here in Germany, one of those few places are included Augsburg. In the south, you have Munich and Augsburg, where people first invented machineries and textiles and also printer. The first printer was not invented here, but they were somewhere that the people here also created the printing machine, one of the first printing machine, and the precisest machineries here in Germany. Not just Augsburg, and there are also like Chemnitz, Berlin, and few other cities. Like this is what it looks like on a Saturday afternoon in summer in Augsburg. On this part, there's nothing much going on aside from these graffitis. I want to get into that coffee store if it's open today, but we're gonna go and see what is going on here. I'm not sure if it's still open. No. Kein Getränke draußen ist new. No drink allowed outside. Take this. Is it open? I'm not sure. Kulturcafé offen. I should go check. No. No, it's not open. This is so surreal. Look at this. The graffitis and this Van Gogh style cultural cafe. We've got John Lennon here. Not Lennon, but John Lennon, the guy who invented the music. And these are the other parts of the graffitis. I'm not sure if this looks like a residential area too. This is called Hof Garden. This is where people come and enjoy and they read books and have some fun with his friends. I cannot film what is inside, and there are people sitting inside because of the privacy. This, my friend, this is magnolia. The tree is kind of beautiful. It smells good too. And there's a church behind me, and I think this is some of the important government buildings. This belonged to the person's name Johannes Christoph, but it's written in Latin. Landesamt für Finanzen. This is where you pay your money, you pay your tax here. This is another park here. What is this? Heinz Kreuz, H1 cross. People are here. There's a guy there having some conversation, or he sort of has an introduction of what is here. This is the residence of Ehenbischöfen residence. It was built in 1733. This is the park, and there's a cathedral in front of us, kids playing, and parents and couples sitting. Kind of fun. It can be non-romantic or it can be romantic, but we do not focus on that. We just want to focus on the city. And in front of us there's a guy who's sleeping. It looks like he has been working hard all his life. Such a historic city in the southern part of Germany. Not just, we will also explore other places next time. Here is Regierung von Schwaben. So this compound, the whole complex was the residence of the Kaiser or somebody important in the Renaissance time. And now some of these buildings are turned into government buildings. Some of them are turned into the museum, and also places where people can enjoy, like park. And as you can see over here in front of us, there's a park there. It's called Hofgarten. This is some description of what's going on and the name of the people here. And here was built, I don't know if it was built or what, but this is not in either German or English. It is in Latin. And this too, also in Latin. This is another resident. You probably have seen me travel to different places here and there in Europe. But I play one rule. Each of my travel never costs more than 20 euros. So because the train tickets are already paid on a monthly basis, and also the food, stuff like that, I never go far away from where I live, like 2-3 hours away, and I grab like cheap food from local restaurants or some, mostly from Asian store like Vietnamese. I try to avoid a certain Asian restaurants like Japanese, Korean, and stuff like that because they are quite expensive compared to Vietnamese or even Thai, I would say. So that's why I am able to travel with a very low cost, a few hours away from where I live. Sometimes if I have to go far, I have a place to stay, like I have friends, stuff like that. But sometimes that happens too, that you have to spend more. But yeah, this is how I travel. At least you have the idea of traveling elsewhere, and you have some tips on how to travel cheap. Just let me know in the comment. We're about to cross the street here. A lot of coffee stores. Now we are at this fish market. It's called Fish Market. And it seems like there are a lot of people here. There's a church. This, I don't know here, what is this? It's written in Latin again. This looks like a park where people are sitting. And there's a big sign that says, Ni vida is yet. Not again is now. They're talking about anti-Semitism and all these things. So, this is what it is to look like. Ascension Church in Ukraine. This is something was before 2022. What was happening there? Ukraine again. Ukraine. Okay. This is like a solidarity with the Ukrainian people. From here, there's a beer garden. This is also for the solidarity with the Ukrainian people. World Heritage Center. Information for the World Heritage Center of Augsburg. This is the emblem of Germany. Now, I am back at the city center once again. I just got this book, which makes it useless right now because it's already late. I should have gotten this book earlier enough to be able to explore more of the city. Anyway, that's not a problem for now. This old town, old city, as you see, that some of these buildings were built in the 1500, 1600, and the builders of the cities were not just the Germans. They were people from the Netherlands, the people from Italy, and other groups of people who, were in the Renaissance time, the medieval times. That was the era that Europe was prosperous and in terms of arts, architecture, not just only that, they were also strong at other things, war, machineries, and all of these, because the world back then was not really as, well, we also have problem now, but back then it was more of like rivalries between these European countries. This Heracles, this was born This was built in the 1500s, and this is one of the fountains you can find here. So it says the city represents water. Where there's water, there's prosperity. That's the saying. At least what I read from the city here. And this is okay. We are approaching the city center of Augsburg. We were like a few hours ago at a different place. That was the flea market, the playground, Prera, I don't remember. And another fountain in front of us. In front of us, there's another church called Augsburg Dome. So this is the biggest church here in Augsburg. And now they turned this whole street into like a walking street, and at the walking street, the limit of the driving is, I think, 30 kilometers per hour, which is very slow. And this, my friend, what is this? I don't know. There's another emblem of Germany. Ah, okay. Fugger private band. Okay, let me tell you something about Fugger. So there is a resident here called Fuggerei. The people who live there only pay €1 per year. But there's something they have to do. They have to pray to the Fugger family. So the residence was built in the 1500s by the Fugger family, and they were super religious, and they turned that into a residence for people to live right now, and they only have to pay €1 per year, which is very cheap, and it still exists until now. Oh, wedding. Somebody's having fun. I think, which one is the groom? There they are, Turkish. A great wedding. Here's another cute couple. And this is another fountain. Wedding, wedding, wedding. This is apparently another walking street. Now we're walking towards that Fuggerei, but behind me there are bars and bustling area where people come and probably have some beer. There was also like a solo performance, but because of the music copyright, I can't just show you that. This just looks like we are in the Netherlands. Water canal and this design. This is where I should go if I want to escape people. There are a lot more people behind me, and I don't want to see people. Okay, we finally have arrived at the Fuggerei. This is where people pay for the rent, only €1 per year. And I'm not sure if we can get in without getting a ticket, but most likely you're gonna get a ticket to get in. Okay. And just like that, welcome to the world's oldest settlement of Fuggerei. The people here only pay €1 per year to live, but I'm not sure if they are still living here. But this one Now looks like a museum. Here I get the information. Let's go and find out. There's a museum in bunker. This is the museum inside a bunker. And this is probably the first segment that we are going to explore. Ewigkeit, eternity. No electricity. So where do we start now? Start from here. Fuggerei next 500. It's from 1521 to the future. Guys, this is what it looks like. You better subscribe because I paid €8 for this one. This is the founder of Fuggerei, Mr. Jacob Fugger, also known as the Rich. From the year 1400 to 1500. Let's go to this bunker. So there were some problems happening, like during World War II, the nuns here, like, were escaping the war. So let's get inside, and you will see the information. So we can start from here. This is where we used to hide from this guy. No troops have to protect her. This is where they had like medicine and for self-protection, like to prevent themselves from the air attack. Protection. They occupied this building, and then I have in the streets. Only in the people were the governing seat of the city. This is the city looks like when it was under the Third Reich. Yeah, on this side. And from the other side, you see the flags of the mustache man. These are the masks and other equipment to protect themselves from the war. See this? And this, like the collection that they have. Put out fires. Yeah. The destruction of the city. The first, the typewriter that was written something in 1944. In 1944, 1 year before the end of World War II, the city, Augsburg, was destroyed heavily by the Nazis. To protect themselves from the attack, the nuns and the residents here live under a bunker, which they sort of have some supplies to heal themselves, to take care of the people that live inside the complex. It looks like an endless loop. And this is the prayer room. They all 1,400 people living here from the 1947 to 2018. Basic restroom. This is personal development room.
Hause und die Grillflagge liegen.
So I think right now there's no one living here, as we saw that there were people living till 2018. This is what I just thought, but who knows? There might be still people living here. They may be the residents.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are the residents here. Imagine you have to live here, and then people come to you like every day. How do you sleep? If you want to take a nap, and this must be the residence that people still live. You can still see like papers, a newspaper, and a bike for kids, and this is the stroller for elderly people. Okay, well, the residence is now beautiful. It looks better because it's been rebuilt after the war. But before that, but during the war, it was destroyed heavily, like bombed. There are still residents living here, actually. It's weird that people look at me and laugh with my GoPro. Holding this like everywhere I go, people would just look at me sometimes. They stare at me as if I've done something wrong. But hey, come on. I did not disturb you. I did not disturb you. I'm just making videos for my audience. And you guys watching this video, right? So I think that's the end of the trip. So the front side, we can see the example of the Fuggerei, but at the back side, some complexes are the museum, and some are still the residents living. And that's it. We are now going back to Munich. So probably we should drink some beer at home, not here, to save money. So, Fuggerei, thank you, and bye for now from Fuggerei. This is it. This is the end. The video has come to an end, and Enjoy the rest of the day. See you in the next one.